Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Pattison Ave Phanatics Show. I'm your host, Tom Kelly. With me, as always, my man, Joe Marks.
What is up, Philadelphia?
James Scorza.
What is up?
Dave Yarnell.
How's everybody doing?
Frank Finnegan and Damon Salim aren't with us this week. They will be back probably next week. Frank's at a wedding. Damon had some stuff going on. So we will catch back up with them next
Have
week.
fun at your wedding, Frank.
Absolutely. Before we get started, let's pay the bills. Workers' compensation. David R. Cherry, Esquire. Motor vehicle accidents, personal injury, criminal law. David does it all. Call him at 610-565-0300. And tell him that the boys at Pattison Ave EOP sent you. That DC bus trip, they're over 1,000 people now.
Wow.
Going down to take over. That's like 1/58th of the stadium.
It's going to feel like California.
It is as of right now. So for $325, you get a lower level ticket, bus, food, drink, entertainment, and the option to dodge railings if you so choose. Just make sure you're as smooth as.
Don't lean
Jalen
on
Hurts.
anything.
Don't lean on anything.
Anything toxic, look out.
Don't lean on.
And when I tell you how proud I am of this network and all the hard work that Al Zafari and everybody else that's here has been putting in. I mean, if you just take a look at your screen, go back and watch this, pause it, and just read each one. There's too many of them for me to read.
You'll be here for a while.
Every day of the week, you got something here at Edge of Philly Sports, and we couldn't be happier and we couldn't be more proud. But before I get into the show, I just want to give a couple of shout outs here. James Scorza, excellent job producing.
Thank you, brother.
Covering for me, who's been stuck at work for a few weeks and stuff. And Joey, just show prepping and everything that you guys have done. Obviously, Dave and the rest of the crew as well. This show is not a one-person show at all. There are so many cogs that makes this thing go, and the Pattison Ave Phanatics are kind of like self-sufficient machine. And there's so many generals here. We don't have just one. So
well, I'm glad to do it.
I just want to thank you guys.
Hey, anytime, man.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Great job.
Thank you.
Awesome. Before we get into, because I know it's hot, heavy NFL week one. I do want to, we do have a baseball team. We do have a baseball team in town.
Saw that coming.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh yeah. NFL Eve 2, Dave.
Yeah, thank you.
But
I wanted to push.
That's right, Dave. Yeah, before we get into it, Joey, live remote, October 2nd.
Live remote, South House, South Philadelphia, 13th and Porter. 13th and Shunk, between Porter and Shunk. South House, great place. October 2nd, live remote, pregame and postgame shows. Great drink specials, great wings, great food, great time. Come out and cheer on your Eagles at South House, South Philly.
Great wings indeed. One of my favorite wings on the planet. Although I found the new one out in Delco. Around the corner from here, JT Brewski's. Their wings.
I heard something about them the other day.
Their wings are.
We may have to have a wing
good.
off. We may have to have
It
a wing off.
wouldn't be a wing off. It wouldn't be a wing off.
Wing ball.
I'm telling you right
Big
now,
Daddy. Come
JT
on,
Brewski's is probably the best wings I've ever eaten in my life.
Wow.
But right up there, 1A is South House for sure. And I'm telling you guys, thank God when the crossover happened, Mike took over. That wing recipe didn't change. Thank God, because that's they're quality wings.
TK and his wings, we love it. He loves it.
Getting hungry. It's early.
Yeah, I'm craving wings now.
Yeah. Look, I'm a.
It's his breakfast with the boys.
When
Who said that wings.
when I eat
wings
wings,
at
Wings,
breakfast.
donuts, it's all the same, Joey. What's the matter?
when I order wings, and some of the true psychopaths out there eat them dry, and I can't. That's the sign that you're a serial killer. When I order wings and I say extra blue cheese, and they say how much, I say, just when you think it's too much blue cheese, give me one more. Give me one more, please.
I think the best chicken wings we ever had down where we were at back in the day was Uncle Tommy's.
Uncle Tommy's had the wing zings, man. They were
man.
The breaded ones. Oh yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
I mean, now once you put the sauce on them, you have to have sauce on the side.
Yeah.
You put the sauce on them, and they lose all their crunch.
Yeah.
All right, can we get into sports? Because I'm getting
You guys are
friggin'
making me
starving.
hungry.
I'm about to DoorDash wings right now to the studio.
I
Here.
might order some wings afterwards.
You know James is hungry.
Absolutely.
Well, we know we can
Yeah.
pull off a
I'm
cooking
watching you,
show.
Gobbler. Just teasing.
We're coming for you, Gobbler. He's not taking a day off down there in Orlando
Now
though.
playing with Donald Duck down there.
Yeah. But did you see him at like 3:45 in the morning? He's at the gym.
I did.
He's out of his mind, man. In a good way. He's out.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
I told
We
him, I
miss
said,
you, Pat.
I told him, said, say hi to the duck for me.
Good morning, Norm.
Norm.
I got to turn the volume down, Norm, because they all scream your name. He said, hope y'all enjoy the weekend and the first week of the NFL season. Have a great show.
Thanks, Norm. Appreciate
Thank you, Norm. Norm will be coming up. I'm going to try and get him in here in studio. Him and the fam are coming up in October. We're going to do a trip to Linvilla. They're coming down, actually, because they live up north. Oh, good. What does the TV over there do? That's a nice landscape. Anyway.
Nice view.
Sorry.
It's like Frank's camper.
Look, there is some things to get into in the
Real
sports
small.
landscape here. Usually it doesn't take us 7 minutes to get right into the sports talk. We usually like to jump right in, but so with the Phils, I know they won, game 1 against Washington. What is going on with Harper? Is he still having issues from these injuries? I'm not out of touch, but I'm seeing what you guys have heard compared to what I'm seeing.
Here's my takeaway is that I think that Thompson wants to make sure that he can safeguard one of his best players and not rush him back to full throttle so quickly. I also think it has a lot to do with you got to keep in mind we don't want him at DH forever. So if they can,
If you can't throw, Joey, then what are you going to do?
well, he can. He's working on it. It's just there's still tenderness and there's still soreness there. And so when you play a guy like that and he's batting, the impact of that hit, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't, tickle, especially if you're already in pain. So for me, it's a matter of Thompson is trying to save his horses for the long haul. I mean, you could say that about Harper. You could say that about maybe Castellanos. You could say that about, Wheeler. I feel like he and the Phillies see this as they're going to make the playoffs, but they want to save their big guns for when it matters the most.
I was listening to Thompson yesterday, and he was saying that he thinks Harper's trying too hard. He's trying to do things like it's not.
Has he met Bryce Harper?
Yeah, I know. I get it.
Right?
Really?
I understand that.
That's the kid's MO for sure.
I know how Bryce Harper is. He's a competitor.
There's not a 50%.
We understand that he's a competitor. We
He's
understand
not a half gear guy.
But
Right.
to me, I still think he's injured.
Yeah, he has one. He has one gear. He has one
Yeah.
gear, and it's go.
Right.
Let's
go. We get it.
But he could be pushing
I think he's pushing it too hard.
instead of letting it come to him.
Right,
He's trying to go out and
exactly.
get it.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
it's cliche, but
I
it
still think he's
really does appear that that's what's happening.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. With Harper, I think, like you said, Dave, I think he's still recovering from that injury,
Right.
and he's not. I mean, back when we first got him back, it feels like the Phillies tried to say, okay, we can relax now, and that's the one thing that's been a little bit of a struggle for them ever since he came back. Still he's not 100%, but I don't know.
You guys are sitting there saying he's all go, and I understand that, and I know Bryce Harper, he's a competitor. We get that. But here's my thing, though, Mr. Joey over there,
Bum, bum, bum.
Mr. High Pop
Dun, dun,
himself.
dun.
Harper pops up to left field. Sorry, doesn't run it out. Guy slips and falls in fair play. You got to run, man. You got to get to second base to the French again. He did not run that out, and that's not the Bryce Harper we know, Joey. You know that. I mean, he goes, he runs, but
It's true.
He literally popped up, looked at it, said, "Oh." Guy came in, dropped it because he slipped, stayed at second, just got second, barely made it, but still, no, that's not. Bryce Harper comes out of that box, he's moving.
Well, I don't disagree with that, and the only way that I can try to understand is that Bryce. I mean, like Tom said, he's pushing, he's pressing.
Exactly.
He's not letting the game come to him. And you're Bryce Harper. You have all the skill in the world, more than most men, and you don't need to push the issue. Let the game come to you.
Right.
But when he presses, I feel like he gets more frustrated. And So when you pop up, you automatically, you get
I
frustrated
mean,
with
his
yourself.
facial expression said it all when he popped it up. He was like, "Oh, here we go again."
Right.
You know?
That's what I'm saying. That frustration hits. He's pressing like he's like, damn it, I didn't do this.
Like he's
And
overextending it.
right. And it's like his expectations of where he wants to be
Mhm.
is so high. Like the bar that he sets for himself
Mhm.
on this team and what he should be doing, game in and game out, is so high that like they over exceed expectations of this fan base.
Mhm.
And that's saying a lot.
Oh, no doubt. I mean,
That's saying an awful lot
but guys-
because this fan base has a high expectation for any of those best players in the
as they
city.
should. I mean, he's
Right.
MVP of the league.
But
You expect that.
for
know?
him, I think once he lets the game come to him, and I'm hoping that he does,
Mhm.
and I think that's probably the other reason he needed a day, or he needs a day or two to kind of go, okay, listen, you need to get out of your own head.
Mhm.
You're Bryce freaking Harper.
Yep.
You're MV3.
Yep.
Like, stop being like you need to go bat 3 for 3 every day.
You don't.
You
No.
don't.
No.
You just need to produce to what this team. I mean, if this team has proven anything in the last 4 games, it's that the big bats don't have to win you the ball game.
I mean, they're winning games 4-3, 4-2, 3-2.
I mean,
it's not like they're winning big. They're not putting up runs on the
No,
board.
I'm not saying that they are, but
Right.
look who's doing it for you.
Yeah,
Like,
different guys every night.
Armando Sosa,
Yeah.
Donald Gunter.
Guy he just brought up from AA or AAA, whatever it was.
Right.
Right, exactly.
So these are guys that are helping you win ball games.
Mhm.
That
And your ace right now is Billy Falter. I mean, come on. Seriously, Joe. I mean, come
I'm
on.
not arguing with you and that. I said this last night
Right.
is that I would not be surprised if you go to a 3 or 4 man rotation in the playoffs, that you at least entertain the option of Bailey Falter in the starting rotation.
Is it 3.5 now? It was 2.5.
It's 3.5.
3.5. Okay.
Gotcha. Because Milwaukee
lost last night.
John Kilran checks in, says Rob Thompson said Sir Anthony Dominguez will be activated from the IL before Sunday's game.
Yep.
This is huge, in my opinion. Do you agree?
Yes.
As long as he's healthy, Sean, I'm okay with it. I just don't want them to rush him like they're rushing Harper.
I agree. I agree.
That's true.
I think Harper's more Russian Harper. I don't think it's the Phil.
You don't think it's the Phil?
But no, I agree with Sir Anthony Dominguez. That's
Yeah.
huge. If he's healthy, yeah,
Well,
that's big.
That game last night, I brought this up on the final. They brought Nick Nelson in for the last out.
Yeah.
And he's a long reliever. I mean, they are in complete disarray after losing Knebel and Sir Anthony.
Yeah.
So like
2 big losses in the bullpen.
It's kind of like who's taking the ball,
Right?
Yeah, and that's the thing with Robertson. I mean, we all
Yeah.
know what Robertson's been doing the last couple games, and it's just been. I mean,
Well,
it's kind of like what Howard said in the morning. Like he's basically like he's one guy. I mean, he's another guy that was a good piece at the time, but overall, I think he's like.
Well, he's
But
not
he's
the
not a
he's not the
closer.
same Robertson we see with the Yankees.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
He's
You
not
know?
a closer.
No,
He's not.
He's a setup man at best.
but I
Right.
give him credit because he's one of those guys who's willing to take the ball to
Right.
be that closer, which
I
is
get it.
fine. I'm okay with that.
I get it.
I mean, that's all good.
But
Yeah.
I brought your name up last night, Dave.
You bring my name up all the time. But go ahead.
Well, here's the thing.
But
I
that's a
brought your
first.
name up because you made a valid point. And, to be fair, Matty B kind of sided with you.
There's a first.
About the idea that there should be this, role for a closer on this team. And I don't disagree with that. I feel like Sir Anthony is that role.
Maybe he's that guy.
He's that guy.
Right.
I have felt that way for the last 2 seasons.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, with his injuries, that's kind of hampered his ability
Well,
to be able to do that.
The injury bug's hitting us again, Joey.
Right.
You know?
So, but in that same turn, if you look around the league, this is the way that the league is going. It's bullpen by it's closer by committee.
It seems that way.
And I'm not saying that that's the best way to go about it
Mhm.
because your perspective is
I mean,
dead on.
look at the Braves. Jensen he's their closer.
Listen,
You know?
I go back to 08 when we knew Brad Lidge was coming in.
Right.
Everyone got excited.
It was lights out Lidge. We knew.
Yeah,
You know?
and that's the difference.
It was like your security blanket.
Right.
right.
Well, so was Mitch in the '93, if you remember.
Right, exactly. And you knew what you were going to get with either
And
pitcher.
Tug in the '80s.
Right.
You know.
So
Same thing.
you understood what you were going to get. I don't know. I mean, outside of Sir Anthony, and Sir Anthony has to stay healthy in order for me to really put this where it should be. I don't see
But there's
that
one
guy on
there's
this
one
team.
pitcher on the staff that I got to say he went down to the minors. He came back. He's been consistent. Now, it's Alvarado. I got to be
Yeah,
honest.
absolutely.
Alvarado has been throwing over 90s every single time he's in there. He's throwing. He's getting outs.
A nice surprise.
Oh, I absolutely,
nice
and
I agree.
it's been fun to watch. You know, I mean, he's.
I wrote him off after last.
Well, a lot of
season,
people
I wrote
have
him
a
off.
lot of. And he's. I mean, he throws hard.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with Alvarado, if he throws like less than 15 pitches, he's fine. But if you keep him if you like ball four, balls, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like if he does more than 15 to 20, then you start to lose him from that point on. Because then he's throwing outside pitches. You know, he's trying to find his spot, and then other teams figure him out. But it's just a matter, like I said, if he goes 1 to 20, it's okay. Anything after that, it's like
Right.
you don't know where he's going to throw.
Yeah, and the other thing too with Alvarado, like you said, at the beginning of the season, it was like pulling teeth with him.
Sure.
And that's the thing. It was just ever since he came back from I guess he came down from where he got sent down to the AAA.
I think it was AAA.
And after he came back up, it was like, yeah, you know, I
he
think
was a whole new pitcher.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And I think maybe you put him as maybe the best option. Put him as the coach to see what he gets.
Well, I kind of like him in the 8th inning, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't change his
setup.
And he's comfortable there.
See,
sure.
That's where I think the bullpen thrives, but this is where I feel like we're missing. I feel like if you look at Robertson, Hands, Alvarado, you have a bunch of setup
good
guys.
Too. Hand's been consistent.
You have a bunch of setup guys.
Not the last couple of games though. He's been a little bit shaky.
But
nobody who's like a certifiable closer. No one that's a killer. And that's the difference. I think Sir Anthony is a killer, but he's got to stay healthy. But you know, that's the thing is outside of that perspective, there's no killer.
In the beginning of the season, like you just said, Joe, Knebel was supposed to be our closer. He was that guy.
And
he lost it.
And I honestly, I think you overpaid. I think you got, you know, the bill of goods you thought you were getting, you didn't get.
I agree.
Right.
$10 million for a guy that, you know, barely got 20 saves before he got hurt.
I know.
That's nothing.
I agree.
This week, baseball has, you know, will be instituting new rules in the 2023 season.
Yes.
The elimination of infield shifts, the institution of a pitch clock, bigger bases, and a limit on pickoff attempts.
You know, I gotta explain something about that. I don't like the move about only picking up the batter. I mean, going to whatever. I guess go to first base 2 times. It's like it's basically giving
three times, and then
it's a 3.
Yeah, and the thing about it too is that you're probably giving the runner an extra point to steal at any cost.
Right.
You know, he can go to third without after two pickoffs. I mean, then he'll be going to third automatically. It's like, then what's the point of being?
That's going to implement a lot of strategy.
TK, what's the time limit?
I mean,
what's the time limit on the pitcher to throw the ball?
It's 20. It's
I think
15 seconds.
15 seconds with nobody on base. 20 seconds
with
men on base.
I hate that. I'm not a fan.
But with the pickoff play, James, you could the pickoff play is a pitcher throwing into first or second or third. But they're not going to, you know, stealing isn't probably, it's not going to increase much because that's the you know, the catcher throwing them.
Yeah, I don't understand that, but I'm just saying it's going to be just like after 2 pickups, and say for example, Jimmy Rollins was playing in this day and age, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was the best base stealer since
Ricky Henderson.
Ricky Henderson, thank you, or even Ozzie Smith probably. Probably go even further than that, but no, it would give him an opportunity to steal now instead of basically for the pitcher to. Yeah, thank you.
All of these rules that are being implemented
that,
are to make the game faster.
I get that. That's fine.
Well,
I understand.
Hopefully.
I brought this up last night. Think about what the NFL has done. They've converted all their rules or changed a lot of their rules to lean heavier to an offensive style game. They want scoring. They want offense. They don't want a defensive game because that's not entertaining. Baseball is doing the same thing. They're changing the rules to make it more offensive because they feel like that might be more entertaining. They don't want pitching rules. I feel bad for pitchers that are coming up in the next 3 or 4 years because you guys are going to have to deal with all this crazy nonsense as far as offensive stuff. the base. I brought this up last night. Is that when the bases get bigger, that means that the path to get to one base to the other gets shorter.
Yep.
So the distance, that is, and then you add this pickoff thing and throw over. Now, this is how I see it. And Tom, me and you were always very clever athletes, I would say. And so we would know the rules and use them to our advantage.
Right.
And so if you knew that pitcher had only a certain amount of pickoffs that he could throw over to you, you dare him the first couple times. Once he exhausts all those pickoffs or throwovers, then you walk halfway down the line because he can't throw over to you.
That's what I'm saying.
So I mean, you walk halfway from first to second, and if there's a ball that's hit into like the outfield, you're possibly scoring.
Yeah, I don't know how that's all going to work out.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
I mean, let me ask you something about since I think the umpire. I don't know why they didn't bring it up, but I don't know what they were trying to do with the umpire. Like when's that gonna go in effect?
The robo ump.
Oh, the
Yeah, the
robot
robo
thing?
ump. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
I could have swore I thought it would be
John
next year.
Struck brought this up last night.
I was listening to
Yeah,
it too.
that's
Go ahead.
what I'm thinking.
It's interesting because I think we all thought one thing, and he clarified a lot.
Okay.
That made it more understandable. So the robo ump is not like a Futurama robot.
No,
behind
it's-
home plate. It's not Lost in Space.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. What was
it's
her name?
not-
Rosie, right?
Yeah.
Rosie.
And they're not doing that. But what it is basically another challenge. Now a manager can challenge twice if it was a ball or a
Now,
strike.
granted, umpires today are really missing calls.
Steve
left.
Reich.
They are. They're missing.
So what that
outside.
basically does is, you know how they have that StatCast where they show where the pitch is. So like if a manager in a key moment thought it was a ball and it was called a strike, they can challenge, and this is where the robo ump comes in. The ump goes to review, and they basically say it's not like a video review. They either say it was a ball or a strike,
Right.
and then they change the call appropriately.
Hmm.
So it basically puts more accountability on.
Frank weighs in with amazing insight on the robo ump. It's stupid.
No, I don't disagree.
Agreed, Frank.
I
Straight
don't
to the
disagree.
point, Frank.
I don't disagree at all. I honestly, and here's the other thing: the pitch clock. Me and Matty B were saying this last night. There's no accountability. Like, what's going to happen once the time runs out?
You get a ball. It's the pitcher is penalized a ball
Wow.
when the time runs out.
Oh,
Wow.
God.
That's crazy.
I mean,
Hey, Frank, what's up, man?
if that happens, okay. But I just find, I don't know. I think a pitch clock is stupid.
It's all about making the game
Yeah,
I
faster
understand that.
and more
There's no
appealing
I understand
to the newer generations
I
coming in.
understand that. But this is the thing that irks me, is that is MLB changing the game so much to be more of an offensive game that it will fracture? Like, are we going back to we can live with steroid guys hitting bomb after bomb after bomb? Because at the time, MLB was okay with the Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa thing, and they're like, we'll just deal with it later, and they did. But that's the thing, is MLB wants to profit when it suits them, and then deals with the repercussions after the
See,
fact.
they're taking away. There's no time limit in baseball anymore. That's what they're doing.
I mean,
Because
it's
that's
gonna
that's
be
baseball. There was
thi-
no
this
time limit
is-
in baseball. You took the time.
this is
you know.
going to be a matter of, you're going to see games not 3-1, not 2-1. You're going to see games like 12-15. It's going to be exaggerated, and all those offensive records, they may be going flush down the toilet.
Yeah.
Because RBIs, home runs.
All right, so Matty B kind of clears this up a little bit. He says, remember the difference between a pickoff and a throw over pick. Pickoff is, I'm sorry, and a throw over. Pickoff is made from the rubber when he is set. A throw over is made after stepping off the rubber when the pitcher becomes an infielder. There are unlimited throwovers versus limited pickoffs. So if that guy does take, a sizable lead off of first, you step off the mound, and you can basically.
Okay.
So are we going to see more balks than we did before?
I don't know. Maybe
That's what
I
I'm
have no
asking.
idea.
potentially.
Could happen.
I mean, what do you think, Matt? If I know you're listening to this, will we see more balks now?
Yeah.
Will that happen?
I think so. Because
Possibility.
that is going to be something that the pitcher is going to have to be aware of, and if they're not, if they have just a slight lapse, there's going to be a ball.
Right.
I mean, and don't think for a second that the umpires aren't being told
Oh.
look out for it.
Sure. Why wouldn't they? I mean,
Right.
You know.
I mean, look, this just means I still feel like this is all these rule changes are a matter of, them making this more of an offensive game than, anything else. And Matty B brought up something really interesting last night. So, have you guys ever seen the mitt that the runners use? That
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
a glove.
yeah.
It's like a oven
it's
mitt.
like a mitten, but
Yeah.
it's a big mitten. That's why
It's like an oven mitt.
right.
Yeah.
So Matty B brought up a very good point. That's kind of cheating.
Are they temperature rated to 500 degrees so I can take my, if I'm cooking something in a cast iron skillet in my stove, I can take it out, one of
How
those
is
things.
it cheating?
Because it technically gives the hitter or the runner 3 or 4 inches.
That's not 3 or 4
I don't know
inches
about
from his
that.
fingertips to the end of that thing.
Nah.
It can't be.
It's
It'd be
protect the hand.
flopping
I
off
mean,
your hand.
I guess it's protecting
3
the hand
inches
from-
coming off your face, it'd be flopping off your hand.
Yeah, I agree with
Think
that.
about like an oven mitt. If it's this, you're still getting inches, so you're still gaining an advantage.
Yes.
By wearing it.
Yes.
Not by much though. It's not.
This is a game of inches.
Oh, I
Dave.
get it, but I
I
don't
mean-
think. I don't think that. I mean,
I was saying that
I don't
Matt
see people
last
coming
night,
up with
I'm
that
like,
with that scenario.
even if I didn't need it,
Right.
I'd wear it.
Sliding
The
in a second
advantage.
with an elf glove on.
Hey, anything to protect my hand, I'm good with it.
Right.
I mean, why get injured if I don't have to? You know?
Right, but you're gonna start seeing like guys pad their gloves, to pad the mitt, or
Oh my
whatever.
God.
Like there's going to be once you open that door.
Notice nobody.
Oh, they're kicking it off the
notice nobody
hinges with the
slides
rules
first
for
anymore
next
without
year.
their head first. Why is that?
It's a slippery slope right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an absolute slippery slope for what is about to occur in Major League Baseball. Now, look, will it become more entertaining? Will you guys be more entertained if it's a 12, 15 game?
Yeah, but I like a pitching goal too. I'll be the honest.
I don't think these rules are going to change how baseball is scored. I
You don't think it's
just
going to be more offensive?
not to the degree where you're going to notice it on a game in, game out basis, on a night in, night out basis, I should say. But everything I'm seeing is to streamline this game, to make it faster. Is there the potential, on a minuscule level to, yes, you're gaining a couple of inches with the bases being bigger, an inch or two with, the of glove, as I'll call it, on. Yes, and each one of these, there is, I don't want to say a distinct advantage, but a small advantage here and there. So yeah, you may get a couple more runs out of, a season, but I'm everything I'm seeing, it's all to streamline this game to make it faster. It is I want it yesterday type of world we're in, man. And 4-hour baseball games,
they are long.
they're no more.
Yeah.
They're not going to be any more. And
I
that's
really
it's-
hope so.
Well, technically, if you it would be technically, you're still getting 4-hour football games too, with commercials.
Well,
and all that.
commercials,
Oh yeah,
it's like-
but that's a different.
I don't mind watching football for 4
I'm
hours.
just saying it's safe.
No, it doesn't matter to me. I mean,
Well, and I'll say this: the reason why people don't mind watching football for 4 hours is because it's
Action packed.
action-packed.
Yes.
well, let me.
Whereas baseball, it's stop, go, stop, go, stop.
I don't
go.
mean to
Think
change-
about the most exciting things in baseball: home run, stolen
Strikeout.
base.
Strikeout.
It's obviously there's and how often does that happen?
When you
And
say stop go, I mean penalties galore. That's stop and go, isn't it? Same thing.
But
there's no
Offside.
comparison to the action in
Pass
baseball.
interference, penalty.
hang on.
Come on.
At most, how many penalties combined are there normally?
It
Like
depends.
15?
Depends on which Eagles team we're talking about.
Yeah,
Right.
well, that's two. That's two. But like 15, 20 between both teams. I mean,
Your boy Derek Barnett. How many offsides you see on there? Come on, Joe. You know that's the truth.
Agony.
But as far as
Welcome back, Derek Barnett.
as far as the action, there's no comparison to football.
His look is priceless.
Man. Damn, Howard, he's killing me. My nose is running. I'm never gonna catch it. Ugh. But
that's what Jalen Reagor said.
Yeah. So
It's good in purple.
yeah, yeah. He
So
looks,
I wonder how much Justin Jefferson is giving him right now.
I don't know.
how much
because,
what?
No,
How does it feel that people? compare
All I
video-
know is it
There's
gives Kirk Cousins another option. That's all.
there's a thing that Vikings fans put out there and said we've used Jalen Reagor wrong. Was it? Yeah, like you guys know how to. I don't know what the whole tweet was,
Good for you.
but basically said like, oh, like Jalen Reagor's.
You're right. We tried to use him as a receiver, and we used him wrong.
Yeah,
As a punt
come
returner.
on, man.
We used them wrong.
Hey,
we
yeah,
put him
we
in a
used them wrong.
football uniform and expected him
Right.
to play football.
Come on.
He was a beer vendor. Sorry.
Yeah,
We used
should
him
be
wrong.
bagging groceries at Thriftway.
Wendell
Kirk-
Smallwood was a better player for the
Kurt Warner was
Eagles.
bagging groceries, wasn't
Yeah, we used Reno Mahe wrong too. He was much better bussing tables at Chickies.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
he? Here we go.
But I mean that is but let me get perspective on things from you guys with the Phils. So we're heading into the home stretch.
Yes, we are.
Dave, have you wavered?
Nope.
You still don't think this team's going to make the playoffs?
Nope, I don't.
Wow. Okay.
That was my next question. Thank you for that segue.
No problem.
Are the Phils going to make the playoffs? It's
I don't know.
it is so. I am so on the fence.
Oh, come on.
I'm on the fence, man.
I'm with you, Tom. I'm with
I
you.
think that Brave series is going to
Am I alone? Am I a man?
You're on an
without a
island.
country?
Yo, did anybody did anybody out there talk about the Braves surpassing the Mets this season?
As of yesterday,
we all
they
knew
did.
that was happening.
Yeah,
We
well,
all knew
it
that
came.
they were going to met.
I'm still on that train.
Well, they're still not. They're
Yeah,
not.
well, we're still
they're not netting. They're not netting.
Don't think I am, because I'm not.
we're still investigating
I'm
whether
not. I'm
you
really not.
are.
I'm just saying.
Yankees are struggling a little
There's
bit
just
too.
a couple
though,
guys on the
Dave.
Mets that I think they're good ball players. I mean, Alonzo being one of them.
And I
I
said,
mean, I mean, they obviously have good ball
And I
players.
like Marte because I think Marte was good with the Marlins, and they came there.
Well, if they do make the World Series, can we get rid of that guy that plays the trumpet?
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that guy kills it.
I mean, I think
I don't have. I don't.
guy in.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool, actually.
No,
are you talking about the guy who plays the trumpet outside of Citizens Bank Ballpark?
No,
no,
Oh.
no, it's a guy that
No, it's one of the Mets relievers that comes into the
Anyway,
it's kinda
narco
like
theme.
this, like Enter the Sandman.
Yeah, but it's the narco theme. Yeah,
It's, every time when the pitcher, they actually, I'm not even kidding you, Joe. When the pitcher came in, they actually brought the guy in with the trumpet,
Yeah.
whoever whose the origin was the song was, and they actually played the song.
and he
And
played it pretty well.
he did.
it was
What are
like
we
kind of
doing
like what
here?
Seinfeld would say, hot and heavy.
What are we doing here?
I don't know.
I don't know,
Stop.
dude.
I don't know.
I don't know, dude.
Stop. Anyhow,
Dude, it's-
am I a man?
I don't
without
know.
a country here.
Are
Like,
you?
are you all you guys saying they may not make the playoffs?
I'm not seeing it.
I don't know, Joe.
May
They
not.
They may.
I don't.
Okay.
Your confidence is unwavering, and I respect it. But your players, your key components, like Schwarber's not doing Schwarber type things right
That's
now.
Matty B would say,
Yeah,
get him out of the
struggling.
first. Get him out of the one hole.
I totally
Struggling
agree
to
with
help.
Matty
Lead
B.
off.
Said no man ever, but I agree with him.
What's he at, like 212?
The other-
And then hold on, and then Harper obviously still struggling to come back from the injury. Frank checks in on the text board, says that he's with Joey, they're going to make it, and Frank and Joey agree on something.
Joey
It's
on the same page.
very rare. Frank had to leave the state in order to find something to agree on with Joey.
Frank and Joey on the same page.
Yeah, that's scary.
He was at 11.
Matty B and me on the same page, and Frank and Joey on the same
Yes,
page.
that's.
There must be like an equinox out here or something
Well,
where
there
all
was
the
a full moon
planets are
last night.
aligned.
There was a
Mars is
full
in
moon last night.
retrograde.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
Mercury, not Mars.
Might be snowing by sundown.
Dude, It was funny. I went out at 4:30 this morning. That moon was blaring. I was like, wow.
I mean, so
Is it a full moon?
It was a full moon. Oh, absolutely.
here's
That's
why
why
I
everything's
feel.
That's what I'm saying.
Here's why I feel like the Phillies are kind of destined to make the playoffs.
11 years,
Is
Joey. 11 years.
here's why I feel so
I hope they
strongly.
don't have to be 12.
Because this team is playing with so much grit, so much heart, and so much spread out talent. We bashed, like the majority of this show, bashed, including myself, the farm system.
Right.
And they are stepping up. I mean, you
About
can't
time.
deny that they're not stepping. They are stepping up. And
They're
we
learning-
need
they're-
them
they're learning
because
as they're going. I'll give
because
that much.
as you've stated, as everybody has stated, Schwarber's not doing Schwarber things.
Nope.
Harper's hurt.
Yep.
Castellanos is, I don't know. We have
Injured.
to send the A team to go find where he left.
You have no closer.
Like, we have no closer.
Nope.
We have no sustainable. I mean, like you said earlier, Dave, Bailey Falter's our ace.
Right,
Like,
as
I
of-
can't argue
As
it.
of now,
Right. I can't argue that because he's
Everything's upside down.
right. It's like is left,
but
right,
I'll
and
give
right,
Noah.
left.
I'll give Noah though. He had a pretty good outing.
No,
last
he
outing.
does. He did.
He did.
He's not in that September slump
Not yet.
yet.
Keyword.
That Arizona
According
game.
to Bill Furman, he's not coming out. He's going to be fine. I don't
Yeah,
know.
well, listen, in the West Coast, like I said earlier, that was like, someone was going to get blown out.
Sosa
someone
juice.
was gonna
What is
get
that?
smoked.
What is Sosa juice?
I don't know. I'll have some.
Well,
Is it
I'll
like
tell you
the-
I'll
that.
have some to watch down my wing.
You lost me on that one.
So, with all this depth that you're seeing, I mean, I know we're still in this season, but that makes things very
They still have to
enticing
bring- still- but-
for the
But
offseason.
Joey, think about it this way. They still play the Braves 7 more times.
Yes, I
Think about it.
understand.
I'm just saying.
The Braves
And the
are
Braves-
human,
But they're hot. They're playing really good
right? But
baseball.
we've beaten them.
Oh, I get it. It's
We have a better
6-6.
record against them than
No,
the
no, no,
Mets.
no. It's 6-6. I get it. I mean, they 6-6 tie between the two teams.
Right.
Right. But my point is, the Braves are playing.
They got hot around this time
They-
last
they
year.
get-
But
Yes.
I agree with John Kruk brought this up last night. Franks brought this up to me, and he was wrong, but he brought this up to
Hear
me.
that,
when-
Frank?
Now
You
we're
were
back-
wrong.
Now we're back to reality.
There we go.
Yes.
That feels
all
better.
is right with the world. So the fact that ball clubs can't play 700 baseball
Right.
that
But you
consistent.
still have to see Toronto 2 more times.
And no. But what I'm talking about is
It's tough.
Atlanta. Like John Kruk brought up that they're playing at this feverish of a pitch.
I know Freddie either. They're still
Like,
doing it.
Can they sustain it for the rest of this month and into October?
the only
That's tough.
The only thing with the Braves is I don't trust Jensen. I'll be honest with you because we've seen that with Dodgers
Well,
before.
I'll tell you who
Yeah.
I don't trust.
Who's that?
Riley.
Well, that's because
Oh, I love Austin. Austin's sweet. Oh, my God.
you don't
he's
trust
dangerous.
Jetson because his maid's going to be calling balls and strikes soon.
Yeah, Rosie.
Hey-o.
Rosie. Yes.
I'm actually. Oh my God, he beat me to it. I swear on my great grandmother.
Uh-oh.
I was just about to say, I'm so proud of Matty B for not prefacing what he said earlier with Fire Howie, and look at what I turn around and look at what's on the goddamn.
There
screen.
it is.
Oh, Matty B. God.
No, you got to say it right with it. You got to say it with Matty B. It says 8-9. Fire Howie.
Hey,
You
Matt.
know what? Look, at least he's consistent.
Matt.
Matty
that
B
much.
is consistent.
I will say this. So, Maddie, me and you on the final, we don't always agree. And, this is where I will say you're
Sammy-
allowed to have your opinion about how. I was with you for a while. And, look, the guy did his job this offseason. You can't deny that. I mean, whether or not he's done his job overall, that's still yet to be seen.
TBD, Joey.
To be determined. Correct. But this offseason,
I thought it stood for
this
Thomas D.
offseason,
Never mind.
he,
Sorry.
Might be the Pepsi.
I wasn't going there.
Oh Lord.
I'm
off the rails.
Rails,
today,
come on.
apparently.
You
Sorry.
just pulled the rails up.
Here we go. Joey, you're about to get shit. I can feel it coming. Ladies and gentlemen, on the
Oh God.
we'll call it on the Delco business hotline.
Is that what it is?
Okay.
I don't know. I just made that up.
That was good.
Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning from the Music City, boys.
Good morning.
Music City.
Nashville,
Nashville.
Tennessee.
Nashville.
What do you say there, Mr. Finnegan?
This town is lousy with Giant fans.
Really?
They're playing. Yeah, they're playing the Titans this year.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was sitting outside having a cigarette, and I had my Eagles hat on, and this guy walked by me and goes, "That's the Eagles." And I was like, "What?" And then I looked. As he walked away, his hat was backwards, and he had NJ on it, right, the NY on it. And I said, "Oh, you're a Giant." I said, "You're a Giant fan." He went, "Yeah." I went, "Oh, that's a shame."
Sorry about your luck, pal.
Sorry about
Did you
your
have a Daniel Jones shirt on, Frank?
That's
Did he have a Daniel Jones shirt on?
No, he looked like a guy right out of Duck Dynasty. You know, him and his buddy were carrying 2 cases of beer into the hotel.
Tom, I didn't know we grew beards and went down to Nashville.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know,
How's the weather down there?
Oh, it's beautiful. Actually, we're going to get a little bit of rain today, but the last few days have been great.
Nice.
At least it held off for the wedding that I was attending.
Good deal.
So I'm calling in with my predictions. I can't hang on for hours, but I'm gonna give you this
prediction for
the Phillies are going to make the playoffs.
Okay.
Simply because of the schedule that they have left.
Okay.
The teams that they're competing against, San Diego and Milwaukee, for the final wild card spots, have much more difficult schedules in front of them than the Phillies do. And the Phillies are just going to win it because of attrition.
Okay.
Well,
I hope you're
Frank,
right.
Frank, yeah, because me and you are in agreement with this, I'll ask this question to you because none of these other guys understand this perspective. Which team do you prefer in the wild card round?
God,
I mean, which do you think is going to be the more favorable matchup?
You know what? I don't think it really matters.
Okay.
I don't. If you asked me this question a month ago, I would have said it really doesn't matter because at that point the Phillies would have beaten anybody. But they're leaking oil because they're beat up a little bit, and if they play the Mets, they're going to get killed. They could beat San Diego in the playoffs. I'd rather play San Diego, but it looks like it's going to wind up being the Mets or the Braves. And the Braves actually would be a good series.
They're hot. They're
Well,
hot right now, Frank.
I know the Cardinals are in that same.
I know they're hot. I know they're hot, but the Phillies play the Braves well.
Yes.
They completely go in the tank when they play the Mets.
And the Cardinals are on the table for a possible potential opponent for the Phillies.
The Phillies will beat the Cards. The Phillies will beat the Cards.
Yeah, that's where I'm leaning. It's like if they draw the Cards and play them in the wild card, I think that's a very good season for them.
The only team I truly fear in the playoffs is the Mets because they have the Phillies number. They just have it.
Well, they've proven that in the season.
Yeah.
So.
You got to play it when it matters, though. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that.
October starts a new season, so depends on how many bullets the Phillies have left in the gun.
Well, the way that they're stockpiling some of the bullets, they're saving some of their ammunition for October.
Well, let's hope they still have a little bit of that oil
Hey, Frank,
they're leaking left when it comes.
Did you hear we have a new ace in town?
Say again?
Did you hear we have a new ace in town? His name's Bailey Falter. You hear him?
Yeah. What happened there?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm happy with it. I mean, maybe he got over his making it to the big league jitters, but he's been pitching really well.
Yes.
You got to give him credit.
Sure, why not?
He's doing it picking holes.
Yeah.
Picking it up for the big boys, Nola and Wheeler.
Yep.
Yeah, he is.
Well, right now the indictment to this rotation is Gibson right now.
Yeah.
Is Suarez starting to leak oil there, Frank?
What's that?
Is Suarez starting to leak oil a little bit there?
I think his arm's a little dead.
Okay.
I don't think it's leaking oil. I still think he has it, but it's control issues, and that tells me his arm's a little bit dead.
Yep.
Hopefully, he can get it back together. But all the pitchers hit that point at one point in the season or another.
Sure.
And remember, he hasn't really started a full season for anybody. This is a new thing for him.
Gotcha.
So we'll see how he finishes out. But I think he just has a little bit of dead arm right now.
Joe Scorsa checks in on the text line. Says if the Phils get the third wild card, they would play the Cardinals, the lowest division winner.
I'll beat the Cardinals.
Yeah, I would take that over the Mets,
Absolutely.
obviously.
Yeah.
And I
You
don't
know,
care what anybody says that either New York team, and I'm sticking with this, neither New York team will make the World
We
Series.
shall see about that, Joey.
Neither
Okay.
one will make
I
the
bet you
World
they do.
Series.
Dave, you were calling for a Subway Series,
I'm
weren't you?
still saying it. Yeah, I'm still going with it.
I don't know, man.
I
That's
don't
like
know.
you saying the
I don't know.
Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying what I see.
All right. Well, speaking of what you boys are talking about right now, while we have Frank on the line, there is a football season.
Yes, there is.
He's watching the Titans play.
What's that?
He's in Tennessee. He's going to watch the Titans.
Nah, man. So, Frank, what are you thinking about tomorrow's game?
I think it's really hard to predict a team that you haven't seen on the field in the preseason. But I believe the Eagles are going to take care of the Detroit Lions, but it's not going to be as easy as everybody thinks.
Frank, my question to you is: will fatigue be a factor in the fourth quarter?
Will that be a factor?
Will fatigue be a factor in the fourth quarter?
No. Fatigue will not be a factor in the third quarter.
Just asking because they've been going hour practices here and there, and they really haven't been on the field. So, you don't think fourth quarter they're going to be dragging?
Nope.
Okay.
Don't think that's going to happen. No.
Just asking.
Actually, that's you look at what he did last year with practices and how few injuries they had at the end of the season and how fresh they were. I don't think it's going to be a factor.
Okay.
They're not playing in Arizona where it's 147 million degrees.
True.
They're playing in Detroit.
Right.
So
in a dome,
where
it's regulated temperature and weather.
That place is going to be rocking, Frank. Just remember, that place is going to be rocking. It's like a sellout.
They're going to win the game. It's going to be closer than a lot of people think. It's not going to be a blowout. It's not going to be a touchdown.
Not 44-6 the last time they played them.
Yeah, this is going to be more like 24-21.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah. You think it's that close?
Yeah, I think it's going to be that close.
Is it just because again?
Detroit's got some players that they're going to be sneaky good this year. Not good enough to be better than Detroit usually is,
right?
But they are going to play well this year. They're not going to be the normal pushover that Detroit has always been. They have a better squad.
Dan Campbell's got them going, Frank. What do you think?
Yeah. As far as the full season prediction, I'm going to go way against Maddie here. Maddie and I have come up with a bet that if the Eagles finish with 10 or more wins, he has to publicly say he was wrong about Howie.
Oh yeah!
Whoa!
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Whoa!
I like it.
And if they don't win 10 games, I have to say I was wrong about Howie.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay, that's
and
okay.
I gave him that. I said because Howie built this team, and Howie's done everything he was supposed to do this offseason, which means he's done a better job. Well, if he's done a better job, then they'll win more games than they won last year. And last year they won 9 games. If they win more than 9 games, there's no push here. Yeah. Matt wins if they don't win 10.
Right.
But, I think they're going to win 11 games. I think they're going to win 11 games easy. I don't even think it's going to be close. I think they win 11 games. I think they win the division. There's not a whole lot in front of them as far as playoffs are concerned for the NFC. I think they're really going to do well this year. I really do. So
faith and Hurts.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the Eagles season to start.
Yeah, it all rides on Hurts' shoulder.
That's the bottom line. Everything else is where it's supposed to be. Gannon can't say he doesn't have the pieces. If the defense doesn't produce, it's his fault. And that will also fall Howie.
Stone Cold Sepso.
I love my drops.
That's come down to Hurts. If he can't play, and Joey and I have gone round and round about this.
Oh, you don't.
Yeah, if he can't play and he can't throw the ball to where he needs to, then they're not going to win. They're not going to win 11. They'll still be in the playoffs, but they're not going to win 11. I think they can win games on his legs, but that's not what he's there for.
Right.
You know,
Who gets
he's there to
more
throw the
carries,
ball.
Frank?
They got him the tools. They got him the tools to throw to, so he has to throw to them.
Who gets more carries, Sanders or Gainwell?
Sanders.
Sanders.
Okay.
So he limps off the field with a soft tissue injury.
Yeah.
Or an ego
The
injury.
all-time season series between the Lions and the Eagles is tied 16-16 and 2.
Wow, there's
Wow.
wow.
So the Lions have won
Yeah.
3 of the last 4, obviously, with the exception of last year's 44-6 rout of the Lions
Right.
at the hands of the Birds. But
Wait, the Lions have won 3 of the last 4?
yes,
Wow.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Interesting.
I mean,
Ford Field is going to be rocking tomorrow, Joey.
look at how excited David is.
I'm going to get into him. I'm going to let Frank speak his piece, and then I'll lay into you.
We'll put you on the back burner for a
listen,
minute.
I'm going to be driving home during the game tomorrow, so I'm going to be listening on XM for that. But
Safe travels, my friend.
yeah,
Safe
man.
travels.
yes, you guys have fun with the rest of your show,
You got it.
and I'll be back with you soon.
Sounds good.
You guys are doing great this morning. I'm loving the play. So
You got it.
Sounds good.
you guys have a great day.
Careful coming up, bro.
Thanks, Frank.
Yeah, my wife says great show, guys.
Thank
you.
you.
Appreciate
So
it.
much.
Thank you. Go Birds.
Bye bye.
Later.
There's Frank Finnegan, Pattison Ave Phanatics own. Just checking in. You know how Frank is. He's got to weigh in on some of the stuff we're talking about. Look, I want to go right into score predictions for tomorrow's game.
Before you do that, we haven't seen we haven't seen Dame in a while. Where's Dame been?
Dame had some stuff going on today. He said he'll be back next week.
Okay, great.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So, score predictions for tomorrow's game. Dave, I want to start with you.
Oh, wow.
Please,
Start with me.
please don't. Please just don't. With your,
What?
with
No,
your
no,
David
let him
nonsense.
do what he's going to
Don't-
do.
No,
No.
because then I gotta wait, and then it's gonna take 45 minutes for you to get done laying into them.
I think Ford Field's going to be rocking.
Uh-huh.
I think that
That's a
they have to
start.
give Jared Goff some time to throw the ball.
Which isn't gonna happen.
Oh, we'll see. Time will tell on that. I think Swift has a good game tomorrow. Amon St. Brown's going to be tough to stop because he's a very good receiver. We know that. I don't know much about like I said, Lions defense. I don't know. I can't really comment on that because I think there's some injuries or one of the Lions. I'm not sure. I'm going to go Lions 27, Eagles 23.
I hate him.
Oh my God.
I knew he was gonna do it.
Go to James.
You
Go to
want me to-
James.
want me to go next?
Go to James.
I think it's gonna be a long afternoon for Jared Goff.
Oh wow.
Eagles get a win, and it's gonna be 34-17.
Wow.
Birds.
Ooh, that's close to my prediction. Go ahead, Joe. Should I go first and save you for later?
Yeah.
I'm thinking Birds 35, Lions 13. Oh God.
Here we go.
The moment of
What
truth.
in the hell?
It took him a couple of seconds to get up on that soapbox that he's
Right.
about to rip you
Right.
apart from.
What in the hell do you think you see with the Detroit Kittens that you think they're going to come in and railroad us? Let me be clear about one thing and one thing only. Jared Goff hasn't proven anything yet.
you.
Got to the Super Bowl, didn't they?
Preach.
Okay, and what happened?
Lost.
Oh, okay,
At least they
thank
got
you.
there.
Thank you for that, Jared Goff report.
You're
But here's
Hey. Better than the Ben report.
Hey, Carson Wentz got to a Super Bowl too.
This just didn't play. That.
he
Well,
played
well,
it.
yeah, I
Played
know.
in the most
He
points
got a
before
ring,
ever.
though.
Yeah.
He got a ring.
But Goff played.
Carson Wentz has a ring.
Joey, finish.
But so here's my point of view. I'm not completely disagreeing with the fact that what Frank says that the Lions aren't going to be the same pushovers. This is not going to be a blowout like Tom and James thinks. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I don't think it's going to be a 3-point game. I think it's going to be a 7-point game. And I think the Eagles are going to have the Lions completely in control from kickoff.
I don't think 35-13 is a blowout when you're playing the Lions.
Well,
I think it's a standard.
yeah,
Agreed.
okay, yeah, but so I'm taking it from a football.
Sure,
Like,
sure.
The Lions are the Lions, but this is just my point of view. I don't know how you can justify picking the Lions over the Eagles when you named a sum total of 5 players on the Lions, and I can name a sum total of 10 to 12 prime time, ready to go studs
So you
on
think?
the Eagles.
So you think?
So I think.
Mhm.
How do I not know?
Has your team touched the field in the preseason?
Doesn't matter.
It does.
Okay, hold
Oh,
up.
it does.
But wait a minute.
Oh boy,
What happened last year when that same thing happened?
they got in the playoffs.
Exactly. Thank you.
Lions are a different team
So
this year.
and my feeling is you can scrutinize that game plan all you want, but it did create a winning formula. They did win enough games to get into the playoffs. They did win more than they lost.
Well,
Dan-
let me interrupt you for just
Dan
1
Campbell's
second.
got this team going, but go ahead, Joey. James, I'm sorry.
There's a lot of players that don't play in the preseason game. I mean, there's a lot of players that actually play in the preseason game, like the Steelers, for example. And look what happened. They got probably 3 injuries in the last game of the preseason. So I'm not worried.
And to
I'm
even
not.
like
Obviously.
you said that this team hasn't been on the field in the preseason.
No.
Untrue.
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 Okay.
First preseason game, first drive, perfect score rating.
Okay.
So this team
Yep.
knows how to
And
gel.
how long
Was
ago
that 8 for 8?
8
or-
for 8
No,
with a
he-
touchdown.
Actually, he was 6 for 6.
6 for
Sorry.
6 for 80 yards.
Right.
Right.
So, and there was an interception.
Perfect.
There was an interception by the starting defensive players. So both fronts, both offensive and defensive, showed out in the short window of time. And you don't need that big of a sample size. You just need to know if they're ready. They're ready.
He's ready.
And here's my feeling about the game.
Go ahead.
This is going to be a utter boring game to watch because the Eagles are going to have they're going to start playing control over the Lions from kickoff.
Okay.
I have the prediction is 27 Eagles, 20 Lions.
You're close. Opposites. We're close.
Well, I don't have the Kittens winning. Okay,
Right,
They're not winning. I don't care. This is still a lose.
Going into the Lions then, Joey.
But that hasn't been a Lions den in an awful long time. And there's a reason why Jared Goff got traded like a bag of donuts.
Okay.
Because this is a guy that was a first overall pick. He was a first overall pick. Do you realize that, and I brought this up on EOP Live, do you realize that the first 2 picks of that draft class between Carson and Goff both have gotten traded?
Okay.
That's like an indictment on things. No right-minded quarterbacks other than Eli Manning and Philip Rivers get traded like that. And so my perspective is this. Goff is a okay quarterback. He's not even top 20.
Into the dance.
Oh, come on.
You think that's more Goff than it was McVay when he brought
Or
I'm
Aaron
saying-
Donald.
right? You
like-
bring Stafford on and they go
or-
right back to the Super Bowl.
or the
Yeah, I get
defense,
it.
or Todd Gurley having a great season. Like, it
Was,
had
uh,
nothing to do
Was
with those
Cooper Cup a
things.
factor in that year too?
What happened?
Cooper Cup was a factor that year too.
I
don't
not
remember.
Cooper Cup.
No, I'm sorry. Robert Woods. I think it was.
Yeah.
Robert Woods. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
And
Cooper Kupp wasn't a factor, yeah,
the
definitely.
guy that they actually wound up trading away. I forget who it was though, but it was another
yeah,
receiver.
yeah.
And
I forget
so
too.
the thing is that Gurley had a great year that year. The defense had a great year. Goff didn't really show out. I mean, we always sit here and talk about how Jalen Hurts has to take the next steps.
He's been there.
Jalen Goff, when's he got to have to take the steps? This is a first overall pick. He should have been taking those steps like years ago.
The other thing I gotta say about Goff too, like you said, like he made it to the big dance. We beat a Tom Brady and we basically kicked his ass for 4 quarters. And Goff couldn't beat Tom Brady for shit. I'm sorry.
Golf couldn't hold.
Tom Brady threw all over us.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
All
At the end of
over
the-
us.
For 500
at the end of the
yards.
day, we won.
Well,
At the
we
end of the day,
played.
we won.
we
We
played-
made one more play than they did.
Yeah,
We
Brand-
played
Brand.
his
Well,
game
1.5.
in his game. So we
Dolphins
played his
right.
scored a
offensive
touchdown
game
that
in his game.
All right, look, let's run through. I want to run through the schedule here. We'll do it really quick. We won't really lay into anybody. We'll try and save our fervor until the end here. Week 2, Birds Vikings. I have that as a win. Joe?
I have that as a win as well.
W.
Ugh.
Very sorry.
And I'm
Captain-
right.
Captain Kirk comes to Lincoln Financial Field.
Oh, come on.
Oh, here we go.
Justin Jefferson and Jalen Rager
Jalen Rager's coming home
All
party.
right, win loss, Dave.
lost.
Week 3, Commanders. I have that as a win.
W.
Win.
It's a win. It's definitely.
It's going to be
Okay.
close, but it's going to be a win.
That's the way I feel.
Week 4. That will be our live remote at South House down there in South Philadelphia against the Jaguars. I have that as a win.
As do I.
Win.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God.
I have
Oh,
that as
please.
an upset.
Okay.
Really?
Loss for
Yeah,
I'm
Joey.
really?
shocked.
Cardinals. I have that as a loss.
Is that in Arizona?
Yes.
Okay. lost.
Depending on DeAndre Hopkins, I think that's a
No,
win.
he's on 6 game. He's on 6
Oh,
game.
they'll be
Yes.
playing next week. That's right. Yeah, win.
He's on 6 game suspension.
So what do you have that as, James?
5-0. It's like,
No. Is that a win,
oh, win. I'm sorry.
Joey?
I have that as a win.
Okay. Cowboys. I have that as a loss.
Is that here or there?
It's
The first one's
it's
in
here.
Dallas.
No, it's here.
Isn't
no,
it?
it's here. It's
Is it here? Okay.
Yes.
I have it as a loss.
Okay.
Dave, loss?
Lost. Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course.
loss. Damn.
I'm gonna go loss.
I thought you were
Wow,
gonna- I thought you were
across
gonna
the
win.
board. Steelers. I have that as a W. It's not the same Steelers that used to give us fits.
What's the game?
Pickett will be probably playing that game. Win.
Nah, Trubisky will still be there.
Okay.
Win for James.
Why do you have like every
Dave.
bad quarterback to be good? Mitch Trubisky. Oh, yeah, I'm not.
I should just call him Dave Wobon.
Yeah, seriously.
No, I'm saying,
Anyhow,
got the job.
you call me
Dave,
Joe
win or
Bayless.
loss?
Win.
Bayless. I mean.
Joe? Bayless?
I'm gonna go loss.
For the Steelers?
Yeah.
Texans. I have that as a W.
Yeah, me too.
I have a W of that too.
Texans. Yeah, it's a win.
Game 2 against the Commanders. I have that as a loss. I say they split with the Commanders this year.
Yeah, I'll give a loss for that.
Depending on Wentz, if he's still playing, I think it's probably a win.
You're going to say a win, James?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a win because I don't think Wentz is going to be playing.
The Colts. I have
Taylor
that as a
Heineke gets the
loss.
job, Joey.
I have the Colts as a loss.
So do I. Matt Ryan gives me fits with what he plays.
Colts lost. Yeah, absolutely.
I have them as a loss, but I don't have Matt Ryan giving it to us.
Right.
I mean,
I have Nicky Six giving it to us.
Ah,
I was gonna say Jonathan
Packers.
Taylor.
Packers, I have that as a loss.
That's a loss.
Win.
What?
Yeah. Without Devontae
Whoa.
Adams, they're going to be hopeless.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. That's not true because they got that rookie Romeo, dude.
I got that as
we're
a
gonna see more.
loss.
He's a
I
stud.
can't go against that bad man. I can't.
Loss. Titans, I have that as a W.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
loss. I'm gonna go loss on that one. Tannehill.
Tannehill without AJ Brown, it's not going to be the
Derrick
same.
Henry's gonna run over.
And yeah, Derrick Henry.
He's going to run over Jordan Davis.
I want to see that.
Yeah, I want to see that too.
I want to see
I
that.
want to see that too.
Damn, I don't,
I have that as a win,
Win.
because Jordan Davis is going to
James?
smack Derrick Henry. In
it's gonna. Well, yeah, that's the thing too. We got Jordan Davis. Give me a win.
Giants, I have that as a W.
That's a win for the Eagles.
Obvious win.
That's a win.
Okay, wins across the board. Bears, I have that as a win.
That's a win.
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 And win. Cowboys, I have this one as a win because the Cowboys will be so far out of it by this point.
Oh, we
It
will.
won't even matter.
That's
Merry
Chris-
Christmas,
that's
Philadelphia.
Christmas Eve, right?
A win.
Is that Christmas Eve game?
Yeah.
Cowboys.
So Dave has.
I'm
Losing
dreaming
James.
of a cowboy
Got it.
loss
All right.
because I'm picking the Eagles to win.
Merry Christmas and
Saints,
happy
I
holidays.
have that as a win.
W.
Keep
Merry
dreaming,
Christmas,
Joey.
Philadelphia.
I have that as a win
And
for
it will be
Eagles.
wrapping up the division.
Oh,
Oh,
stop!
wait.
Oh, stop!
You're
Stop it.
picking the Eagles to win against the Saints?
Yes.
Okay, we're back. Everything is right with the world.
Dave, win or loss
Get him?
What game?
against the Saints.
Oh, that's a win.
And the last game of the regular season will be against the Giants, which I have as a loss because they'll have everything wrapped up by then.
Yeah. I mean, it would be like if everything's wrapped up by then, I think, yeah, you know what? Give me a win. I'm not saying no loss. They can't beat the Giants.
Dreaming.
I mean, they can't beat the Eagles.
All right, so a win for James.
I think the Eagles will win, and I think Ian Book will lead
Woo,
the Eagles
book
to-
it! Book it! Woo! I love it, Joey. I love it.
Excellent.
Dave.
Usually the Giants and Eagles split. I'm going to go with loss for the Eagles.
All right, so while you talk amongst yourselves, while I add up your wins and losses.
So, Dave,
So, Joe.
Mitch Trubisky. Okay, so out of this show, you have named Jared Goff as a talented
I
quarterback,
said they got.
and
I said, they're
Mitch Trubisky.
I said they don't lose their starting job. So why would you want to lose?
Mitch
Yeah.
Wait. Mitch
I'll let you
Trubisky's
finish.
going to lose his starting job.
think?
He's just a temporary placeholder.
Okay.
Jared Goff's not going to lose his starting job
Nope.
because I don't know who
Nate,
they
I
have.
don't know who the backup
Nate
is.
Sudfeld.
I
is
don't
his-
either.
Nate Sudfeld is his backup.
Oh,
Oh,
God help
that's
me.
Tom's boy.
Oh, God
So
help
you
me.
know that
I read that-
Tom's rooting
I
for
read that.
Suddy.
I read that this morning. I saw it.
Tom's rooting for Suddy.
Me?
Yeah,
Actually, Joe, I have a
That's not
question for
my
you.
guy.
you like
Joey.
Sudfeld.
No.
Real quick. I'm going to give you 6 teams. All 6 teams last year were under 5. Had less than 5 wins, or they had 5 wins.
Okay.
All right.
I want you to give me, out of the 6 teams I'm going to give you, I want you to give me what team do you think
Mhm.
is going to go over 5 wins and maybe even more than that.
Mhm.
Jets,
No,
Texans,
no.
Jaguars,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Lawrence is good.
Panthers,
Dougie P's now their head coach.
No.
Yeah, that's right.
Lions,
No.
Panthers, yeah, for me.
Giants.
No.
No.
God, no.
God, no is right.
Okay.
All right, so
Say Jaguars.
Out of those 6 teams, who has the best chance to go over 5 wins?
You said the Panthers,
Jaguars
too?
because they've done
Jags.
so
Jags.
much with their roster.
Jets were 4-13 last year.
Right.
Texans were 4-13 last year.
Uh-huh.
Jaguars 3-14 last year.
Right. But they made a lot of improvements.
Panthers 5-12 last year.
I mean,
Look,
Baker's a good
I root
quarterback,
for
so-
Matt Rule
Okay.
because for a Temple guy, like I root for Matt Rule. But
Lions 3-13 last year,
yeah, that's gonna be a better. That's gonna be better.
and the
this year.
Giants 4-13 last
That's
year.
gonna be worse. This year.
final tabulations for everyone's picks here. So, with no surprise, Cowboy Dave has the Eagles going 7-10.
Oh, God.
I have the Eagles going 11-6. Trying to be reasonable.
Fair.
Joe Marks has the Eagles going 12-5.
Wow.
And James Scorza has the Eagles going a whopping 15-2.
Get out of here.
Well, here's the thing.
Matty B has the Eagles going 8-9.
Fire Howie.
8-9 for Howie.
Okay, let's be clear. Out of this schedule, if we only muster 8 wins, we should fire Howard. But
Well, let me ask you something. Like, I heard about it just a couple days ago with Ricky Patalco when he was talking about the schedule release.
Oh.
But it was like, it's hard to pick, like, who's going to be there's going to be games that, like, he was trying to think that they were going to go 12-5, I think it was. But he said, depending on circumstance, I don't know who's going to be that guy that's going to be the team that's going to be giving them the 6th loss. I think this is an easy schedule.
it is.
I mean, I
It
hate to
is.
say, I mean, my buddy Mark talks about it all the time. Nothing's an easy schedule, but this probably could be an easy schedule in my
James, I know you've heard this term before, and I want you to just keep this in your mind.
Sure.
Any given Sunday.
I get that.
Okay.
I get
So-
that.
Well, you should keep that in mind at least 2 Sundays this season.
and I do. I mean, hey.
But my point
And
is
you,
this.
you know just as well as I do, Mister over there,
yeah,
that this is a week to
Mr.
week
over
league,
there.
yeah. Listen,
and you know that.
if you look at this schedule in comparison to last season's schedule, where you're playing Mahomes and you're playing Herbert
Right.
and you're playing Brady and you're playing Carr and you're playing, all these talented
Good
quarterbacks,
quarterbacks.
you're not doing that this year. Like the most talented quarterback you're playing this year is Aaron Rodgers.
Joey,
That's
there's one division I'm really interested in this year, and I've been telling you guys this for
the
like
AFC
the
West.
AFC West.
Yeah, I am too.
I am so excited to see.
That's going to be a bloodbath.
That's
though.
good. That's a stacked division.
That is going to be a
Are you kidding me?
bloodbath.
That is a
I
stacked
can't-
division.
I
That
wanna know-
AFC
My
East
question is,
gonna be-
who's going to win it?
Every team in that division
It's-
could possibly make the playoffs.
That's exactly,
Every single team,
that's what I'm saying.
which is nice.
Well, because
luck-
we played them
Until you know we
because
get to
we
the
played
Super
them
Bowl.
last year, so we don't play that division this year.
I don't know why. I thought we played the Raiders again this year. I don't know why.
No, because
I keep on forgetting-
we altered divisions. We
because
alternate
I keep
divisions.
on forgetting that 17 game, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking because I count every 4 years, and
Right.
it feels like, and we just played the Steelers literally.
Yeah, what are we? AFC South this year, right? Is
Right.
AFC
Yeah.
South and AFC North for that 17 game.
So I mean, like that's the thing is that's why we were playing the Titans, the Jags, the Colts,
Right.
and the Texans. Like that's the division we're really leaning on. And unfortunately, like the good thing for us is that division right now is still trying to figure out their identity. The Colts
Sure.
could surprise. I mean, my dark horse out of this
Matty Ice, Joey.
out of this whole league, my dark horse this year is the Dolphins.
The Pooch. Well, sorry, man.
I think, and Pat Stecker, if you're listening, I think your Dolphins are going to make some damage this year. I really do.
Well, I'll forward with something that you said about the AFC East. Josh Allen is a fantastic quarterback.
Yes.
He looked phenomenal
Well,
2
yeah.
days ago.
You guys got to understand,
Yeah.
Josh Allen is on a mission right now.
He is on a
Because
mission.
what happened last season with that loss against Kansas City? Because
The
they lost-
Buffalo Bills.
because
They had a rule
Because
change.
because they lost the coin toss.
But they had a rule change
Josh
just
Allen-
because
The
of Josh
Buffalo
Allen.
Bills this season have the highest. How do I word this? I heard the highest odds. Thank you, Joey, to win the Super Bowl of any team in the last 30 years.
I
From-
believe that.
So
I believe that.
you better watch it. Like they just smacked the reigning Super Bowl champs in the mouth.
Put them to shame in the second half. Wow.
Buffalo's going to be really, really,
I'll
really,
tell- well,
really
well,
tough
we're
to
saying
beat
that
this
now.
year.
We're saying that
And
now.
it's a good thing
and
we
I
don't
agree.
play him this
I'm
year
with
either.
you. I'm
Yeah.
totally-
Well,
Thank God
and,
for
and
that.
keep in mind that division is not necessarily a weak
No, it's
division.
not.
No,
either,
it's not.
No.
because you still have Belichick and what
Mhm.
he's doing.
And,
even
and-
though
and the
Let me
Dolphins are on
ask
the
you
rise
something.
too.
even though Joe Judge is up there as a
I
quote
don't know.
unquote
Let
offensive
me ask
coordinator.
you something about the New England Patriots for a second.
Yes.
It kind of feels like they kind of pulled like a 2011 Eagles with Juan Castillo as their offensive coordinator instead of moved Matt Patricia to the offensive
Yeah.
coordinator. But my question is though, is this like it for Belichick if he doesn't go
No.
anywhere this year?
No.
You think he's gonna?
He's not leaving.
Listen, I think Kraft, Belichick has a free pass
Yeah.
for as long as he wants it.
I
You know,
get
we,
that.
we used to say like Jay Wright in Villanova,
Well, yeah.
it's his job until he wants to let it go. Like it's Belichick's job until he wants to let it
leaves.
go.
Right.
And like
that's a no-brainer.
no one Kraft isn't going to go. Well, Bill,
You won
we-
these
we-
6 Super Bowls. It's time to hang it up.
we're not doing so well this year, Bill. Like, okay,
Yeah, I'm not too. I'm not too hyped on Mac Jones to be honest.
I think Mac Jones is a good quarterback. I think Matt Patricia and Joe Judge as your
We're gonna confuse the shit out. of
yeah.
yeah.
I honestly
Could be.
think that is like the cluster F of the league.
Oh my god.
And
yeah.
and I heard this earlier this morning. The reason why they haven't named either one as OC because they're still getting paid by their former teams.
Wow.
And as long as they don't officially name it, then they don't have to pay them.
I don't even know who their defensive coordinator is to begin with.
I don't know.
All right, I want
do I
to
care?
play a little game.
Sure.
I want to play a little game. This game's called Trust or Don't Trust.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna give you. I have 3 names. I'm gonna give you these 3 names. You're gonna tell me trust or don't trust and why.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts,
Trust.
Don't trust.
Trust.
don't trust.
Really?
I don't trust him. He's
Mm.
got to earn my trust.
Okay.
Interesting.
Got to earn my trust.
That's
Look,
That's wrong.
Al and Frank did this last week, and that's fine. I get it. He has my trust because from what I've seen in his body of work so far, I know he's going to elevate his game.
I'm banking on that. But as of right now,
Okay.
it's going to be the eye test this season for me.
Look, and just
Which
like
is not like me at all, by the
No,
way.
no,
Right.
Usually,
But just like with-
I was shocked when you said don't trust.
just like with Jonathan Gannon, like there's a part where he's got no excuses. Just like Gannon doesn't.
Pause. Jonathan Gannon. Trust, don't trust.
Don't trust. I mean, I wish. I don't know because I've seen it before, with them, but it's now like
You do trust?
mean,
I
Or you don't?
I don't trust
Oh, you
them.
don't trust.
I want to. I just don't. I want to.
Don't trust.
I want to so bad. Like
I don't.
just don't.
I don't trust him.
Either do I.
I feel like
How about
he's
you-
going to be
How
too
about you, Mr. Joe, over
conservative.
there? Okay.
Me either.
Joe says he doesn't trust him either.
But here's what brings it all together for me, and I'll start this one. Nick Sirianni, trust, don't trust. I trust him.
I trust.
I
him too.
watched him change his philosophy when he realized he didn't have the players last season
I'll-
to do what he wanted to do on the offensive side of the ball.
The other thing too.
I watched
sorry.
the man give up the reins on calling the plays on offense. I watched him change. Anybody that can look at themselves, look at their body of work, and change for the better in order to better their team, I trust. That's the reason why I'm still optimistic.
Remember last. God
Bless you.
bless you. And the other thing I could say about Sirianni is like last year when he was talking about the Garner stuff and like planting the roots, I looked at that and said, dude, what are you talking about? But everybody tagged along with it.
I mean, bless
God
you.
bless you.
I mean,
Sorry, guys.
one of the things that
Dust in the studio, Al.
Nah, it's my allergies. kicking my butt.
the one thing that I would say
It's Sirianni's. flower.
I don't trust Sirianni.
You don't?
I don't.
Here you go.
Wow, Joey,
I'm gonna-
I'm shocked. on that
All
one.
right, I'm gonna throw another one in here. Matty B, feel free to chime in. Howie Roseman, trust or don't trust?
Well, we know what
Trust.
Matty B said. Don't trust him.
So you and Matty B are on the same
I'm-
page.
He goes 2022 bold prediction. Howie gets fired.
8-9,
Matty B.
8-9 fire Howie.
So I trust Howie.
Don't say
God,
that.
I
Don't
never
say
thought
that
I'd
Joey's
say
fault.
that.
Said that? Wow.
I never thought I'd say those
I
words.
trust Howie as well.
So
I
do I.
trust him because this offseason
But I trust Sirianni. That's
He-
get in there.
he put his money where his mouth is.
What?
And so, that's where I'm at with things. But one of the reasons why I don't trust Sirianni is he doesn't seem like the manager in the room. He seems like he wants to be everyone's friend. And when you coach,
It's lemon lime Kool-Aid this week, Matt. He asked what flavor Kool-Aid were we the Howie guys drinking this week. Lemon lime Kool-Aid.
Kelly Green, boy.
It's not a flavor, that's a color.
I know. I'm just teasing.
Listen,
your
Matt,
balls.
if you allow me to come onto your show, I can write up a PowerPoint to show you why you're wrong. But
Is there any grape-
Oh,
is there-
I'll
is
piggyback
there-
on that one
is there
with you,
grape
Joe.
Kool-Aid by any
so,
chance?
but
Is there grape Kool-Aid by any chance?
there is.
Can I have that week too?
So
I
I'm gonna leave that.
lime and grape are my favorite
I was
flavors.
just bringing it up. I said,
I'm
can I
gonna
have
leave
grape
that
week
alone.
too?
But the reason why I don't Sirianni, I agree with you, Tom, that it takes a big man to look himself in the mirror. But the thing that just still irks me
I
is
do it every
seems like-
day.
Like I listen to his press conferences and he corrects a reporter who says Darius Slay. He's like, it's Slay. Like we're friends. It's Slay. It's like, okay, hang on.
Going back to his hometown.
I
club.
understand like you want to be a player's coach,
Home team.
but there's got to be a line in the sand. When do they stop respecting you as an authority figure and just look at you as a friend?
There are no friends, Joey.
Well, we'll see if that message gets stale or not. We've had coaches in here that were a hybrid of both. I mean, Dougie P was players' friends, and then all of a sudden, like his
And then look
final,
what happened. to
his
him.
final, exactly. So, I mean, you could very well be right.
Right. So
He's
I
in
mean,
Jacksonville.
but my and I want to chime in on like why I think Jacksonville is going to do
He's
really
a
well.
Jaguar.
Because now you have the coaching, and I never believed that Doug was a bad coach.
I'm
never
not saying
did.
He wasn't.
No,
Super
But
Bowl
he-
champion. He gave him something.
he has talent at a lot of different levels in a lot of different positions, And people and that division outside of like the Titans is garbage.
Okay.
It's just hot garbage.
Okay.
Like, who are the Colts? Who is Matty Ryan going to throw to?
Killing me, Smalls.
But I go back to the Colts, and when we face the Colts, I would love to see Nick Foles play that game. I
How
would.
lucky is the horseshoe Joey?
Well, it's not been lucky for Carson Wentz, that's for sure.
Well, maybe it'll be lucky for Matt Ryan.
Now, okay, we
Someone that
did
was
the
named
trust.
a Bronco. He wasn't
We
a
did the
Bronco in
trust,
Indy.
don't trust.
Matty Ice.
I'm gonna play a game as well. Finish or not finish,
Ooh.
and this means finish or not finish the season.
Oh God.
Carson Wentz,
Not finished.
Not
Not
finished.
finished.
Deshaun Watson,
Not finished.
Well,
Well, not start.
Not
Right.
starting.
not until week 12.
He'll probably finish the season.
Yeah.
Jared Goff.
You know what? Time out. Before you go there with Mr. Watson, you say he's going to finish these. I think it depends where they are.
Probably.
That's where I'm at. Is that he's going to be out
If
for
they're
what?
not playoff contention, I don't think they're so far, but he won't play the season.
He's going to be out for what? 10 games?
Eight,
10 games, something like that.
I don't know.
So
You're making $230 million,
Oh, I get it,
and you're
but-
not going to play
Well,
5
if
games.
well,
because-
Teams 3 and whatever, you know.
technically he's only making $2 million.
or I mean, well,
Good.
all right.
Well,
Go ahead.
because he
I
had
got
to
you.
pay.
I got you. I got
Right.
you. You're right.
So, but my feeling is this: is that
or it could be the verse where you're protecting your $230
But then again,
million
with
so,
Watson, he is playing his old team when he comes back, so it kind of be interesting to see.
so the other person that I want to ask is, do you see Jalen Hurts finish or not finish?
as long as he's healthy,
Finish.
so finish. Yeah.
Because my feeling is
I don't
that
know.
Jalen's going to finish, but the problem is that
Is he going to limp to the finish?
right, because that's what it seemed like happened last year. He limped to the finish.
Didn't you, Joey?
So, well, listen, I don't think Gardner Minshew is going to be on this team
Oh, he will.
by
He's,
the
not,
end of the
he's
season.
not going anywhere.
No, he'll be out of here. Book it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, here we go with
There we
Mr.
go.
Book It, man.
Yo, come on, Joe,
Notre Dame
Joe,
over
Joe.
there.
What am I wearing right now,
Mr.
Joe?
Notre Dame over there.
Notre Dame.
Thank you.
I don't have to have sight. To
There
know
you
that.
go. He knows. It's Notre Dame
I have
Saturday.
sight, and I still know what you're wearing. Doesn't matter.
It's Notre Dame Saturday.
Yes.
So listen, we could carry this on.
Hang on. I want one comment.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
James, you're our Flyers aficionado.
Oh man.
There was a Flyers news that came across this week
Oh my God.
by
Breaking news on the Flyers?
by Tortorella
Wow.
Yes.
saying that he does not like. Thank you. That he does. That he does not like what
That's how I feel like when I go to a Flyers game.
that he does not like what he's seeing or hearing in the room.
All 12 fans.
Yes.
So, what's your
Man,
takeaway
shut up.
from that? Is this a guy speaking out of class, speaking out of school? Is this guy calling it like he sees it and he's laying down the law?
Let me rephrase what you're trying to say. Is what he's trying to do is basically say, Chuck Fletcher gave me nothing to work with, and now I got to deal with now is that I got to make a 4-course meal covered in dog shit and horse shit. So basically saying this team is a friggin' disaster.
It's a dumpster fire
Dumpster fire,
under yeah.
something like, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
On top of a tire fire under 95, which is also on fire.
Exactly. Pretty
Gotcha.
much. Yeah.
Okay,
They're not bringing it
but
to
is
Florida,
does that comment put him in hot water, or does that motivate you that at least he's aware?
Well, he's aware of it. That's the thing. I mean, he's aware of the scenery and saying, "Holy shit, this team is like really bad."
I'm aware that I fell down this well. However, I'm also aware that I can't get out of this well that I fell down. It's basically
In the words of Jimmy Dugan, dozens of fans are waiting for the game to start.
I mean, and that's the thing.
And it's going to
is
be like in the words of Jim Ross, a slobber knocker. No
Well,
pun intended.
that
bad.
with Tort kind of coming out. I mean, it's putting Chuck on blast, I would think.
Yeah.
So, doesn't that like then put Chuck on the hot seat?
Yes.
I
I
mean,
think
not
it
that he
does.
wasn't already, I mean,
you know,
but
you
when
know,
your
Pat-
coach doesn't believe in you,
Pat nailed it on the head, and I was thinking about this too. When the season begins, I'm going to be pulling at Matty B and say fire Fletcher until I'm blue in the face.
Wow.
oh, yeah.
Fire Fletcher.
Yeah.
So we got a
T-shirt.
fire Howie and a fire Fletcher.
There is one guy out there that Torts may be interested in.
Clarence Shippen knocks down 2 in a row, and the Raiders lead only by 20 with 20 seconds to go. So Serrano making things happen for the Aces, and they trail only by 20.
Dave Yarnold,
Dave Yarnold for 3.
Oh.
That's a brick and a
Why?
That is garbage, man. He couldn't shoot a lift, that guy.
Listen, that's going to do it for us for this week, folks. Thanks for everybody for checking in. It was good to be back in a captain's chair.
Yeah, man.
I know there's capable captains out there other than me, too. So for Joe Marks, James Scorza, Dave Arnold, Joe Scorza, Frank Finnegan, and Damon Salim, I'm Tom Kelly. This is the Pattison Ave Fanatics, and we're out here. Go Birds!
Let's go, Birds!